So you can clearly see there's two different schemes there, and you've got to cut through all the language, and this person decides to rent Carnage as it will be cheaper for this person. So without even thinking about what the question means, it'd be good to actually sketch these two graphs. So we go straight to here, and we've got a graph already lined up, and this is 30 plus 12.5d. So 30 plus 12.5 times by x, remember? And it doesn't matter about the scale for now. We are going to go to menu, graph entry, function, and now we do the second one, which is 70 plus 8.35. So that's 70 plus 8.35x. And because it's linear, you kind of know that the y-intercept's kind of 30 and 80. But if you're not too sure, then Control T is a great way to think about the scale you might choose. So we've got the x values here, and we've got the y values there as well. So if you think about it, look, 0, 30, 70. So as you're scrolling along here, you get a sense of what you might like to scale up to. And in fact, this table of values gives us a good sense of what's going on as well. But I'm just going to go and change the scale now. I think maybe I'm going to go up to 200 on the y-axis, and then 15 on the x-axis. So Control T toggles the table back off, and then I'm going to go through menu, window zoom, and go to window settings. If I just do zoom out, zoom out, zoom out, I might not get an appropriate scale. So window settings, and I think the x, I'm going to go from -1 up to, why not 20? And y min, -1. The reason I'm going -1 is if I start at 0, sometimes the axes are cut off. And I think I'd like to see the axes on this occasion. So -1 here, and this may be up to 150. Press OK. Ah, fabulous. There we go. So you can see what's happening if we go back and look at the variables. So D is the number of days, and C is the cost in GB pounds. So look, this blue is clearly cheaper than the red because it's below it. So this visual tells you very, very, very clearly what's going on. For this amount of days, the blue is a lot cheaper than the red. But then, if we just double click on here, let's change it to 250. You can see there's some crossover point where the red becomes cheaper than the blue. So just the pure graphing and appropriate scale, this reveals all you need to know. Okay? So let's find this magic crossover point. Menu, analyze graph, intersection. Now look, it opens up a little line, and on the screen it says lower bound. So you've got to scroll over with the hand and press click. Now the computer's going to check anywhere between the lower bound and the upper bound. And this is kind of like the search area. So can you see this? Now think about it. D is the number of days. So for 9 days, the blue will be cheaper than the red. And then for 10 days, the red will be cheaper than the blue. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So you could set both of these equations equal to each other and just solve algebraically, and you will get x equals 9.64. The number of days is 9.64. And the final thing to look at is obviously what some of you did, Control T. Look, the table of values gives it to you already. So if you just, I'll just make these a bit smaller, the width. Hold on a sec. There we go. Look, you can see that for 0, 1, 2, 3, these are the days. And when you get to 9 days, the blue is less than the red. And then for 10 days, the blue is more than the red. So basically 9 days is the answer to that first question. Up to how many days? Let me just check. Hold on a second. Sorry, I didn't really read the question. Let's have a look. He decides to rent from Carnage as it will be cheaper for him. Okay, so Carnage is actually this second one. It's the red. So if he's renting from Carnage, then clearly the hiring must be from 10 days plus plus. Okay. If the question was the other way around, the maximum would be 9 days for the blue, and the minimum is 10 days for the red. So can you see the power of the technology there? We've taken it away from an algebra approach, and we've just used the power of technology. We've still got to interpret what's going on. You can't just, oh, technology will solve everything for me. You need to know what to plot. You need to find the intersection. Then you need to think, what is the question asking me? Is it the 9 days that I need as the answer, or is it the 10 days? If we go back and finish this off, if Abel's holiday is between 14 and 21 days, find an inequality which shows the range in which Abel's car hire bill will lie. Well, this relies on you knowing that this person's chosen carnage already. So this question, part B, tags to carnage, which is the red graph here. So again, the red graph is from 14 to 21. So I've got the answers on the screen already. The range is the output, is the cost. So you should be having 186.9 and 245.35. Again, it's all done for me, all already there. Of course, you could just substitute 21 back in to the equation, 70 plus 8.35 times 21. But because we've set the graph up beautifully in the table of values, it's there. All right. Now, I have linked the answers to these already here. And you can see the way they've got it is you've got to have that C for cost, and you've got to have it greater than or equal to and greater than or equal to these kind of notation. You don't need this little bit at the front. C given that. All you need is the inequality, 186.90, less than or equal to C, less than or equal to 245.35. And again, 2dp because it's currency. And the majority of currencies around the world have 100 of these to one of those. And this is GB pound, so definitely 100 pence in £1. Okay, so there's the first question. Done. Can I stop recording now? Or please tell me I was recording that. I think I was. Yeah.